Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar on advanced troubleshooting. My name is Brian Connell. I have been with FireMon since December of 2021. I started on the support team and last year became a technical account manager. Prior to joining FireMon, I've been a firewall engineer for 16 years, and I have an overall IT background of 23 years. Joining me on the webinar today is my colleague and teammate, Bhupinder Yadav.
Hello everyone, my name is Bhupinder Yadav. I'm Technical Account Manager at FireMon. I have total 8+ years of experience in network security and started with FireMon 3 years back. Prior to FireMon, I have been working in network security with multiple organizations in India and had worked on multiple implementation, compliance, and cleanup related projects. So that's all about me. Over to you, Brian.
All right, so during this webinar, we'll be covering a few topics, how to troubleshoot device retrievals, how to troubleshoot normalization. Then we'll talk about some next steps to recovering from a down state on your FireMon server. And then finally, we'll finish up with some questions and answers. So at the heart of what FireMon does is it retrieves the configs from a device, and then it normalizes that config into a single pane of glass, regardless of vendor type. Those will be the two most common issues that you'll run into when trying to troubleshoot, as they are critical to everything else. We have to get the data, and then we have to know what to do with it. So let's start with what could go wrong during a retrieval. So there could be some communication problems between the data collectors and the device itself. There could be some authentication issues like a bad password. There could be an updated device pack that is needed. The device packs are the scripts that are used to retrieve the information from the device, as well as the information in the scripts that tell us what to do with that information. So those regularly get updated to include some efficiencies in code and features as new versions of vendor OSs are released. So there could also be a timeout problem due to slower communications, or you might just need to, adjust those timeout values. And then maybe there was an OS upgrade and retrievals are no longer working. That could go back to the whole, we need a new device pack. So Bhupinder is going to pick a couple of these and show how we would work through them.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah, so basically when you log into your FireMon console, you might be sometime observing that some of the devices might be not in healthy state. So how do you find out, okay, which device you are in healthy and some might be having some retrieval or normalization related issues? So a quick way, like when you log into the FireMon, come to the device, you can search for the devices which are having either a retrieval problem or normalization problem. So filtering with the health filter can give us a number of devices which can be having some different type of retrieval and normalization issues. So we are going to cover a couple of them. As Brian mentioned, we have there can be multiple related issues due to retrievals and normalization. So for example, this device, if we click on the critical and health icon, it can tell us, okay, this device had a device pack error and there were some credential issues. So we can get some level of idea from the web UI, but not as always. We will be having all those information available under this last retrieval. Sometime it can be just a device pack error. So when we have these errors, we have to do something like go to the CLI, review the logs to look at what exactly the issue is. So here I'm logged into that one of those lab box, and so data collector is a device which is doing the retrieval and doing the communication with the firewalls. And we need to log into the data collector. We need to first go to the directory. On each data collector, we store all those retrieval logs under a specific directory, which is being created for each device. And that is stored under this directory. And under this, we can see subdirectories, basically like with IP address underscore device ID. So that's how we store and create like a specific directory for each device. And for example, like this device, 40 manager, if we hover over this, we can see at the bottom that like the device ID for this device was ID is equal to 11. And here it is. So we can just first go to this directory, have a look at what all files are under it. So we store a file with devpack.log name. For each retrieval, we store latest 10 retrievals under this directory. And how we can basically review the log of this directory. We have FMOS log view command, which we use to review, to run any log. So here we can just specify FMOS log view devpack.log. This can tell us, okay, what all the output of that particular file. And here it will be having information about when the retrieval started and what issue it had. So here we get the information about, okay, this device had the retrieval, like some credential issues. So once we can go back to the UI, we can update the credential with the correct one. And that's where we can basically, oh, just a sec. Yep. Let me just get the, all right. So you can go to the device setting, update the credential for this device. And as soon as you hit save, we have the automatic retrieve configuration enabled. So the device will be automatically start retrieving at the same time. So you don't have to go and manually hit retrieve button to get the configuration. And you can see it got the error which was showing earlier is no more available. Retrieval is complete, and the configuration will go for the normalization. So this is one of the scenario, and another, as here we can see we get the pop-up as well that retrieval is completed and normalized. If we refresh this, it will be showing the configuration is normalized, and that error no longer will be showing up there. So this is normalized now. One of the another retrieval related issue will be for like we can look at this device. So this device is showing in like depreciated cipher is not available on this device. So like Brian mentioned, like some of the time when you are having any old cipher enabled on the device, like Cisco, Juniper, you are having some old cipher and that might not be updated as per like your compliance standard. So in latest Linux OS, like the older cipher is no longer available, but still we are keeping an option, like in case you are having you are still using old cipher and not moved over that, we can enable that. But how you can get the similar information, if we can go to the CLI also for this device, and the device ID is for 39. So we can quickly run FMS log view for this device. And this time I will just directly run it with tail. So you can see here it's showing enable depreciate cipher. Please enable it from the advanced setting of the device. We can go to the device and update these particular settings. So here we have a plenty of option which can be enabled in case the device is using some specific cipher, or if there are regularly some SSH keys being updated, we can enable this option as well. So as soon as I hit save button there, you can see the configuration has again started retrieving. And once that is completed, it will be retrieval is completed and it will post it back to the FireMon server. All right, it got completed. So these are like just two of the scenarios where you must be seeing some retrieval related issues, and like how we can go to the CLI and how we can review specific log for each retrieval logs. And the devpack log is the file which is the latest, which you need to review whenever you are having any retrieval issue, and make sure we are running it on the data collector to check the specific log of that device. And one more thing, which I just skipped, like how you can identify which data collector is assigned. So if you click over this, you can get the data collector which is assigned to this device. from this, you can get an idea about, okay, which data collector you need to log in and get all of these information. So like retrieval is the first point, like when we collect the data, and after that, we basically normalize the configuration. There can be some potential like issue which can be observed during the normalization. So like Brian mentioned, we retrieve the data and normalize the data into a format which will be a unified and like unified format, and irrespective of device vendor, where you will be seeing a different way of doing the implementation, either for security rule. We normalize all of them into a single bucket and single pane of glass in FireMon. And to normalize them, we pull up some configuration from the devices. But some of the time, for example, Cisco and Juniper, we retrieve some files, and for access this file, sometime if you have not given the exact permission for that file might be coming as an empty. And during the normalization, we might fail, you might see a normalization error. Sometime when you are updating the device OS, like firewall, you are running Cisco ASA, you are upgrading the OS from 9.8 to 9.10, and there might be some changes in the code on either on firewall side. You need to update the same in FireMon side also with the device pack. So sometime also it kind of a device pack issue, like we got everything correctly, but during the normalization, uh, due to some parsing issue of the data, it's not normalizing it correctly. So during this situation, what should we do? Basically, we have a file under the normalization, like NDEX, this file, which you can review for the log. And if we are seeing anything like a device pack or something, you can export the support file of that particular device from the web UI. That is, I'm going to show you and demonstrate you now, like how you can export the support file. And once you get the support file, share it with our support team, and they can either help you first by sharing some latest device pack. If device pack is still not resolving the issue, we can raise like in case with our development team on this issue. So like for the normalization, let me show you. We can first filter with the same critical option. And if we can click over this might be a valid example, like how you can see this device will be showing a normalization error. We can, if you're running an all-in-one server, you can go to your same FireMon server. If you're running, so basically this file actually being available on application server only. And this is the specific folder you need to go. Under this, we will be storing 4 latest file of the normalization. And you can review from here. You can run this if you get any normalization error, and then you can just reach out to support team for getting the latest device pack, and they can help you with this. Also, once you can also go to security manager on this particular device, and this is how you export the support file. You will just need to go to the device, go to the change revision, and export the support file from here. All right, so this was about 2 potential issues like retrieval and normalization related. And I will pass it on to Brian now for the next like production downstage.
All right, now let's talk about what to do in a downstate. Let's say you logged into the web UI or the GUI, and you saw some maybe red backend server error messages pop up. Or you logged into the CLI to do some things, nothing's happening. What do you do? First, we'll get logged into the CLI and check the health. So if you see that some services are crashed or otherwise, we're going to collect a MECDIAG first. That way we can provide some sort of root cause analysis if you need that. Once that is done, then you can attempt to restart the services or perform a reboot. After that, check the health again. If there's no change, then you'll need to open a support ticket, and we'll run through that MECDIAG and figure out what could possibly happen. So Bhupender's going to show, we have a lab so we can simulate a crash state. So Bhupender's going to run through that.
Yep. So basically, we can run maintenance on a server to see, okay, this way all the services can be down on the server and we can get an idea about how a state, like in down state of a server could be. So I just down the services for the server. So here you can see when you, so like Brian mentioned, whenever you are having any production downstage, we always recommend to first like log into the CLI of the server, run the command FMOS health space minus VD. This will basically give you all the services which are into downstage right now. And before doing anything, either a reboot or like a restart, we suggest to generate a MAC diag of the server so that we get an idea about, so that all the logs which cause that like crash of the server are, you are collected and you are good to share it with the support team. So you can use this command FMOS MAC diag, just give it any name or ticket number, and it will be like generating that particular MAC diag. Once that is collected and generated, you will get a pop-up like, okay, do you want to upload it to that like FireMon server? If you hit yes, and if the server is having internet access, that will be uploaded to FireMon portal. So like once the MAC diag is generated, we can run a FMOS restart command. If you are like doing it on the application server, you can run FMOS restart AS. If it is an all-in-one, you can just run FMOS restart all. So all the services are restarted here on this server. After this, we can check the state of the server. So we can see most of the services has been come up. We can give it a couple of minutes, like 1 or 2 or 3 minutes. For hardware, this takes some time, a little bit longer. But for which VM server, this is pretty quick to bring back the services up. So we can check. Yep. So it will be taking a bit to come up. And in case this is not like restoring back still after 5-10 minutes, the MAC diag which you have collected, open it like a case with our support team along with the MAC diag information, and they will be able to review and get information to you, like what exactly the issue and how you can quickly troubleshoot that issue. So you can see only 2 services are right now in downstage. So this should be up, I think. All right, so that was about how you can review the server and bring back the server from a down stage. And also, like always, you can contact the support for this issue. I think over to you, Brian, on this.
All right, so if you'd like to know more, reach out or visit usercenter.firemon.com, or you can go to supportcenter.firemon.com for our knowledge base. Over the last year and a half, we've introduced several dozen video tutorials that not only discuss troubleshooting, but other functions as well. So we have video tutorials on compliance, reporting, administration, security manager, how to navigate SQL queries, as well as policy planner, policy optimizer, stuff like that. So we thank you for your time today, and we'll open up the floor for some questions now.
Awesome. All right. So I wanted to start with, and Brian, I think you can kind of walk through this a little bit more. Can you talk a little bit about the how to validate communication between FireMon and an end device? I know you kind of touched on it, but if you could elaborate a little bit more.
Sure. Bhupinder, if you want to open up a session there.
Yeah.
So one of the ways that we can validate that there's actual communication between the data collector and the end device itself is, one, we can ping it. Two, we can SSH to it. And three, we can log into the data collector and use the curl command, which, just a second here, Depender will show us. So in this particular case, the curl command failed, but that's how you would do that. Ping it, SSH to it, and curl to it.
Great. Thank you for showing that again. The next question is about updated device packs and how do they go about kind of obtaining those? Is there something they have to do? Do you submit a support ticket? Bhupender, do you want to walk through that?
Yeah, Kathleen. So basically, like device pack is the plugin basically which will be required to get the retrievals healthy, normalization healthy. And whenever there's an issue, any customer can reach out to our support team. They can help the customer with the device pack. And once a customer receives the device pack, they can log into the FireMon web UI and we can upload the device pack from the web UI itself. They can go to administration, device pack. And from here, they can upload it. And it takes hardly a couple of seconds based upon the internet speed of the customer to upload and submit it on the platform.
Easy enough. Thank you for that. And then just keep being mindful of time. We do have one more question that I want to cover, and forgive me, I think this is a very technical question, so I may say this incorrectly, but this person is wondering, how do you confirm if my DC is actually receiving the size log?
All right, so that is syslog.
Okay,
So-
thank you.
So what you can do is, one, if you've made sure that your syslog server is set up per the admin guide, then the easiest way to make sure that we are receiving traffic, syslog traffic from that device is log into the DC. If you're an all-in-one, then you just log into your single appliance, and then you'll run the T-shark command. And you can focus on, UDP port 514, and that will show you the syslog traffic that is coming in over that port. That's the quickest answer.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much. Thank you to our audience for joining us. We really appreciate it, and we hope to see you on another webinar very soon. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.